Ian was in residence across the street. The house had a sad look to it. Dom glanced that way and sighed. "Don't worry. Mrs. Potter and Erica will be back soon." As they walked in the house, Angie wondered if Mrs. Potter would even come back from California, or if she'd stay down for the winter, and maybe longer. She was getting up in years and didn't have anyone here except her granddaughter, Erica, who was going to school at Boise State. Angie wanted her to be happy, but even now, she missed seeing her come over with her walker just to chat. Angie tied on an apron and pushed the sad thoughts out of her head. It was time to cook. By noon, she had a pot of tomato basil bisque on the stove, chili braised short ribs in the pressure cooker, and she'd tried 2 different versions of poutine using a variety of potato types. A quick knock on the back door, and then Ian stepped into the room. His dusky red hair and rock star build only made his blue eyes sparkle that much more. Ian McNeil was the town do-gooder. He ran the farmers' market, helped Mildred run Moss Farms, and taught Sunday school. Definitely not the type Angie usually went for. Todd, her last boyfriend, had been more of a bad boy type. She didn't think he'd ever stepped into a church, let alone taught Bible study. Thank goodness she'd gotten that type out of her system. "Are you about ready?" Ian paused after closing the door. Mostly he had to stop forward movement because Dom had come and sat on his foot, wanting attention. Next to Angie, Ian was the dog's favorite person. Angie suspected it was because Ian snuck bits of human food to him when she wasn't looking. "What is all this? We don't have to bring anything. You know we're cooking this afternoon, right?" Angie stirred the soup, the smell of the sweet basil she'd harvested from her garden last summer filling the room. She then set the spoon down on a plate. "Cooking? The county seat isn't open today. You forgot, didn't you?" Ian leaned down and gave Dom a quick hug, moving him off his foot. Then he stepped to the table and snatched a French fry from one of the poutine dishes. Dipping it into the brown gravy, he ate it before nodding his approval. "This is really good. Are you putting it on your menu?" "Not sure yet. I've got 2 versions there." She handed him a plate. "Do you have time for lunch? I'd like your opinion." "Sure. We had planned on picking up takeout on the way into Boise. But lunch here sounds better. Besides, you'll need to put all of this away before we go." He went to the sink and washed his hands. Standing next to her, he gave her a light kiss as he dried his hands. "You still don't remember, do you?" "We're going somewhere in Boise to cook." Angie thought about where they were going to cook as she filled 2 bowls of soup and took the pot off the heat. There was no way this would be cool enough to package by the time they were done with lunch. Then the answer hit her. "Crap! Today's the day we're volunteering at the mission." "Give the girl a cigar." Ian took the bowls to the table and went to the fridge. "Want a soda or water?" "Water, please." Angie got plates, silverware, and napkins out and put them on the table next to the bowls. "I even put it on my calendar, but I haven't looked at it since Saturday. How do you keep all this in your head?" "I check my calendar each day. I don't have to keep it in my head." He sat and took a minute of silence before starting to eat. Angie knew he was praying, but he didn't make a big deal of it. He'd invited her to attend his young adult Sunday school class several times, but with her having to work every Saturday night until late to close the county seat, she'd begged off. Besides, she wasn't sure what she believed. Not like Ian. He knew who he was and what he believed. It was kind of overwhelming at times. She waited for him to pick up his spoon. "So, how long are we there today?" She took some of each poutine to try. One would have a beef spare rib topping that was still on the stove. The other had a chicken gravy and would have grilled chicken with a spicy sauce. Of course, she hadn't completely finished the creating of the topping, but she still had a week or so before they changed the menu at the restaurant. "You're wanting to get back?"